Okay, let's just take a look. First thing I want to mention, when I open the file, I noticed that you are still have your project set to the default um, project. I can tell because you've got the default folder in there and it has the workspace.mil. So make sure before you open your file that you set your project and make sure you save it that way, and then that should solve that. Let's take a look at the rig. Okay, looks like there's some issue with the shoulder here on that area. Um, it's the kind of thing that maybe the hammer skin weights thing will fix. Oh, that's pretty good. Love it when that's easy. Now, on the other hand, you've got sort of the opposite problem on the top here, um, in that this thing doesn't move with the body. And this is a case where there's an interesting kind of alternative method for getting this to move with the body. Because in a case where you have something so closely, so close to the body, you're kind of always at risk of it interpenetrating with the. It's actually not much of a problem, but you could get this to move better with the elbow, for example. Well, yeah, it's not too bad actually, but it's stuff like here where it starts going through because that doesn't move with it. Anyways, it's something to try. I'll just show you. What you'll do is delete history, Alt-Shift-D, and then select this shirt and then the body. And so instead of having it bound to the skeleton, you can have the body surface move this geometry. So you can do skin, I'm sorry, not skin, deform, wrap, and hopefully it didn't crash. I'm wondering what this delta mesh node is. So you don't immediately see much of a difference, but yeah, you can see where it's kind of pulling down a little bit on that. It's that I'm looking right here, and everything else should work pretty well because it's the body that's moving it as opposed to the skeleton. The skeleton moves the body, then the body moves the clothes. So you could try the same. Let me make sure the character's in bind pose. And I mean, I don't know that there's any problem to solve with these shorts anyways, but there is some weird thing going on there. I guess there's some issue here. Anyway, let's just hide these for a sec. Yeah, it's about the same on both of those, so yeah, I would I'm wondering why it's doing such a bad job of maintaining the shape there. I might just try rebinding it. So let's delete history off these just to get rid of the bind, and let's just, well, that would mean rebinding the whole body, I guess. I'm not sure I want to do that, but I just think the shape here is not so great. Might try smooth, although it's a bit risky. Just going to right mouse click, select this as the influence. Yeah, it's a really abrupt change here, so I probably would try smooth, although like I said, it's risky because you can kind of throw the weights anywhere, but just smoothing this out a bit. So it's a more gradual transition there, I think. Seems to be going a long way. Still, the shape is a bit weird, but I feel like some of this shouldn't be maybe 100% there. We could keep trying with the smooth to like smooth it more. Well, that's a little better anyway. And then if you want, you can, just to make sure these move with them, you can shift select that and do another wrap for those instead of binding it. It's one or the other. It's not both. You either wrap. And the wrap, the other downside of the wrap thing is that it actually will slow down the interactivity of your rig. So, although in my case, it still seems pretty interactive, and I don't have a particularly fast computer. Yeah, you could probably spend a little bit more time on the weights. Maybe, you know, what you might do is, I think I'd probably put some of this back on, like the root, replace with the value of 1. So I might get some of this back up here. I think a lot of it. Oops. I painted on the other side accidentally. Maybe even more. And then smooth after that. I think it's getting better. I think you could even do more on the root, like more of this. I'm sure that should be enough there. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting kind of the butt shape back when the leg bends now, and then smooth it a bit to kind of make the transition a bit more gradual. And I think that's going to be a better shape there than if you left it like, yeah, look at the difference between the two sides. I still don't think that's perfect, but it's definitely better than what you had. Okay, and then just checking the head. Okay. Yeah, clearly there's some head issues here. So, you know, all of that needs to be fixed. Might be lucky and be able to use hammer skin weights on that, see how that does. Pretty good, I think. Yeah, that seemed to solve that. Just checking neck. Okay. Let's check the fingers. It's alright. Yeah, okay. So a few areas to touch up, but mostly looking pretty good.